Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Bizchicks TV. This is the place to be for tips, tools, strategies, everything you need to take the hassle out of your hustle and build a profitable business that's fun to run. Today is Tuesday. The digital diva, she's in the house. Terry Johnson, online from New York City, is here with us today to talk to us about marketing strategies, digital marketing, social media, anything that we need to talk about as we're approaching
Mhm.
a new era. We need to be ready. So, TJ is going to help us take it away. Thank you for watching live and on the replay. TJ, it's all yours.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another week of marketing talk. Where Fran just said we talk about marketing strategies and everything that you need to know to build your business online and be a success. Because I've seen a lot of people online who are complaining about Instagram and now they're talking about blogging and this and that. And so we've been having lots of discussions on threads, and I said pick a lane, pick a content lane and drive it. There's so many choices. I think that's what overwhelms people. But if you get overwhelmed, you're not going to do anything and you're not going to see the success and reach the goals that you want online, because the potential is there. We talked a little bit about it on Friday. But I mean, I was thinking, okay, so we need to talk about connecting the dots, especially since we're ending 2023 with the year of Chat GPT, and there's so many more choices, so there's more overwhelm. So now going into the new year, I want you to start thinking about your strategy. And I said connect the dots. Remember that? Used to play the game with you had to connect the dots to make the pictures of, just a page of dots, and then you had to connect the dots and the numbers, and then you would have a dinosaur or a clown or whatever. Does anybody remember that? It's just me. But once you connect the dots and was numbered, and then you would say, "Oh, there's the picture." That's what you have to do. You have to connect the dots. A lot of people aren't connecting the dots. They are just putting up content. And I wrote this note to remind myself, because I wake up with things in my head and I got my phone right there. So the first thing I put down was content is just to connect it to your business, your business process system that you have set up online for people to buy from you. But you gotta connect the dots. See, you just can't have the highway, the road. Like we have an interstate system now. We didn't have that years ago. We have an interstate system. So if you want to go somewhere, put it in your GPS, and what do? They map out your journey, where to turn, right? You had to do the same thing. So that, I think I was thinking about connect the dots, and also because there was a discussion about someone that was saying that they had a course and they had a Facebook group and they had people in the group, and it was like, okay, how do I get them to buy? And I'm like, well, how do you herd cats? You don't. You let it, if you own the cat just you just feed it and clean the litter, and the cat does whatever it wants. And there's
Mm-hmm.
different cats. So it's like her. So, but the person thought, well, because I have a course and I have the Facebook group and the this and the that, and when they ask me questions, I go, well, I got a course, and the answer is, well, you have to connect the dots for them. You can have the course and put make your post and put the content and say, go to my link in bio or send me a link. But that's just a path. That's not going to make them buy. You have to know the psychology of your audience. Why do they want to buy? Maybe it's not the right time to buy. Maybe your system isn't put up correctly, where, I mean, connect the dots, where you've explained where you're in your niche, your industry, there's a certain thing that they need to do, or there's a problem that you solve, and you've figured out the process, and you go, well, I got a course. So how do I know how to get in the course? How do I know that the course is what I need? Maybe I don't need a course. Maybe I need one-on-one see, that's what I'm saying. You're just thinking about, well, I'm just going to slap up some content and a link, and these people are just going to run it by because it's happened to other people. But all those other people, they have a system. They built a process. They have a system. And you can call it a funnel, you call it whatever you want, but it's been carefully mapped out to convey a message and answers the target audience questions, problem solutions in an easy, simple way. Maybe you're not doing that. Because slapping up content and saying, "Well, I made a course, go buy it." Why? I don't have to buy that. Hey, Dr. Tachi, good morning.
Good morning, Dr. T. Well, also, if I don't know you, I'm not going to go buy a course from you.
That's a part of the system. It's a part of the process. That's why you're making content.
So wait, so the first dot is to have
Who are you?
something of value to share.
Who are you? What
Oh,
value do you provide?
okay, so that's dot number one. Then it leads to somewhere else, right?
Then you have to have simple messaging in
Mm.
order to say, "I know your problem and I have an easy, painless solution." It's not 10 steps, it's 1, 2 steps. And you guess what? You say that over and over. Because there's new people coming on all the time. They don't know you. They don't know that you're the king of what or the queen of what or the guru of this. I don't know that. And that's where word of mouth, user generated content, testimonials, people that have gone through the course or gone through the system that you set up, and they say, "Oh, yeah, they fixed my problem." That's another part of it. There's so many parts of this. And I think people are just thinking, and I said this, they think social media is an ATM machine. You put your card in and money spits out because they've seen other people who are successful, who have made millions, multi-millions with an online system. But they didn't just make it. It was the plan, developed, tested. They weren't a success either, but they refined it.
So with the ATM analogy, you
Mm-hmm.
don't get anything out of an ATM that you didn't put in.
If you put in the wrong pin, do you get any money?
No, I'm talking about
If
you have to have deposited some
yes,
money.
yes, that's a part of it. You have to have the money in there, and also you got to know the correct pin to get it out. There's lots of things in there, but some people think social media is this place where it's magical, yes, easy, kind of simple, yeah, but you got to have the process in place. Like I was talking about celebrities that are successful now. They didn't just wasn't overnight sensations. They've been in the case of some, I brought up Michael. He was a child performer. He didn't go to school. He was 8, 7, 8 or something. I don't know. But that's the process of it. Of okay, they weren't successful when they started out. When he was with his brother, they weren't successful. Their father had to, get them gigs, and they went to places where kids weren't supposed to be. But they built up. They built up something. It
Well, they
created a
built up,
system.
wait, they built their audience, their tribe, their followers.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
Pick anybody that's successful. It wasn't an overnight success. I don't understand why people are doing that. So I see them on threads, I see them everywhere crying about Instagram won't give me this. Instagram's not a charity. YouTube's not a charity. Those are businesses. And there are ways, several paths to use those as distribution platforms. That's what they are. Distribution for your content, but your content has to connect. It has to give a message. You have to have a system once they get into that message. Going viral. I hear this, we've heard this from years. Oh, going viral. And a lot of people have discovered when they've gone viral with one video or one something, they didn't have the system in place to keep that going. Because the person came and watched the video or whatever it was and go, "Oh, yeah, that's great, blah, blah, blah," and they leave. Bye. Bye.
So
Did
this
they buy?
reminds this
Did you get their
reminds
email? Did you get anything?
okay, so back in the day when music artists had fan clubs, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Everybody didn't have a fan club.
Nope.
The one hit wonders, did they have a fan club?
Is there a Milli Vanilli fan club?
Okay, I don't think so. So there are people who have had like one song that came out and it went viral on the top 10 and all of that, but they never
Mhm.
made another one.
Right. And there are some people who have done that, the one hit wonder song or whatever, but it broke them in the industry and then they became writers, producers, whatever on the back end off of that one
Right.
song, but they had something in mind. They had
They
a
had
plan.
they had dots to connect.
Yeah, connected dots. I need to get into music as a writer. Nobody wants to hear my song, but if I make this song or someone goes viral with my song, they're gonna be like, "Well, who wrote that song?" I did. All right, come on over here. I got another song that you're gonna write for Taylor Swift, Beyonce, whoever, and then you, what they say, blow up. But
Mm-hmm.
it's not an overnight thing. There's a video I saw recently. Speaking of this, that I forgot her name. She wrote a song for Beyonce, and she was doing a podcast, and she was saying like something about writing a song, but she was trying to figure out how to pay her rent. Something about not, and it wasn't Beyonce. It was something before Beyonce, but it was like, you think because I wrote a song for Beyonce that I'm a millionaire. Like, now I'm trying to figure out how to pay my rent. So, but she's at a point now where, okay, yeah, you wrote that song for Beyonce or with her or however it processes. And now you got the clout, but you had the system in place to say, okay, all I need is one. And once I get over that one viral thing, ta-da, I'm here. I can write your song. I'm the genius. I know how to do it. Versus, you do one viral thing and then you go, I'm gonna be rich now, but you don't have anything in place, especially online. To when they hit your video, when they hit your content, get that email. Get that email. Because if you don't have something right now, hey, I'm glad you got on my email. Stick around because I got some good things coming. You thought you liked that piece of content? Well, I got some more good stuff coming. And they're gonna like, ooh, good. Because they're on your list. But if you just let them go away, okay, I ate your meal. Bye. That's the end of the virality. That's the end of blowing up online. It's just this is a question you got to ask. And I wrote this question down. Does your business marketing connect the dots for your prospective customer? That means once you get them interested and you got a door for them to go through? Oh, you like that? Come on through here and come into my house. Not I'm waiting for Instagram to show my post to 30,000 followers that all these people follow me and they should show it to everybody. They should do what I want. And Instagram over there like, you better run an ad.
But
That's how we make money.
they did what you're talking about. Instagram connected the dots for people. Come over
Yes,
here.
that's why they're so
Post your picture.
successful.
Come post your picture. Come post a reel.
And
Come
think
do
about
this.
the two men that created the app. They didn't know it was going to be this. They were going to call it something else. So successful with photographers that it caught the interest of Meta. And Meta was like, here's a couple billion, let's buy it. And they're like, okay. Because they had a plan in mind of what they wanted to do. I mean,
Mhm.
do you want to struggle along and build this app or this big company that come? Hey, here's some cash, here's some money, here's some equity. You can stay around, you can stick around and run it and this and that. Sure. I mean, that's just how it goes. So I just wanted to talk about that. What is your content? Content is the connector to your business process system for people to buy from you online. Content is the fuel. Content is the thing that makes the car go. But did you build the car, or did you buy the car that was already built, or you got to put the car together? Like those little kits where you put the
Model
little
car.
cars.
Model
Hmm.
cars.
Yes, the model cars. You got to put that together, or Legos, or whatever it is. But when you buy Legos, there's a book that says this is how it goes, and there is not a one size fit all book for marketing strategy
Mm.
because it changes, because it's different people. We change. The pandemic changed us. There's going to be something else that changes us because society and culture changes. Nothing stays the same. Nothing stays in one spot. So you got to move with it. Yes, we complain about it. We don't like it, but It's something you have to do. Just like when Chat GPT came along and oh, it's the end of the world. We're gonna lose our jobs. We're gonna do that. And the sky is falling. And it's not. Things will get better to where you won't have more time. Your time will be managed on more important things in your business than trying to figure out, well, what do I post today? What do I say today? You go to that thing and you ask it whatever you want, whatever, and it gives you an answer. And then you go, okay, I don't like that. Refine this, or change that, or do that with text and with images.
Yep.
Now, who doesn't like that?
And
Who
but
doesn't like that?
you have to do the work. You have to get it set up. You have to go in and wait. If you don't know your value or whatever, you can't tell it to tell you something that's going to help you.
Okay, so let me stick with ChatGPT for a minute, because I don't know how I found it. Somebody on LinkedIn. I follow a lot of people on LinkedIn and Twitter that still talk about AI ChatGPT. And because of the custom GPTs that ChatGPT has, people are writing the script for you. So you don't even have to think about the prompt anymore. And I found a great one, and I've been making some of my own. I'm just trying to figure out how to get it to where it's inside of a community and not outside. So it's coming. I got a whole bunch of stuff here, but I found one. I can't. No, I don't think that's it. Let me see if I can find it real quick. It's called Prompt Architect. A create and the description. I will share this with you. Matter of fact, let me see if how I can share it. But let me read. Oh, I don't know how to share it. So it says Prompt Architect, a creative prompt generator for Chat GPT interactions by Paul C. Fabretti. I think I followed. This is somebody I follow on LinkedIn. Okay. And I didn't notice this. There was a little button that says the builder of this GPT can't view your chats. So you build out this engine, and you share it online, and you get connected in Chat GPT, and it's yours to use until the person takes it offline. How do I share it? I don't know how to do it on mobile. I
If you
think I
put
have to
it
do
in
it on
the,
desktop.
you
No,
can put it
I
in
don't know how to
private.
do it on mobile. I know how to do it on desktop. But isn't that cool? So now, because of custom GPTs, let me go to chat. Because of custom GPTs, you don't have to figure out the prompt. People are making prompts for different things, niches, industries, what have you. And I've got a couple that I'm working on for podcasting, for content marketing, for imaging. I got like a bunch over here that I'm just sitting on. I even got one called Call the Action Maker. Working on it. Um, Let me see, where is it? Because it's so hard to find. They don't I got them mixed up with mine. What was it called? Explore. Okay, here we go. It's called prompt
Architect.
engineer. Prompt architects. I gotta find it because they're not they're not arranged well here. Let me see. Load more.
On the on
Okay, I will share it. I will share it. I'm trying to find it. I don't.
What if you on your mobile device, if you can copy and paste from your Apple to your Apple and put it in the private chat, then we can do it that way, perhaps.
No, because there's no share here. It's just to use. There's no share button unless I'm looking in. Ah, here we go. So I had to hold on. I got it. I didn't find the share button. Okay, so let me share it. I will share it.
This is
And
good
this
because
this way you get to see. Let me put it in. I'm gonna put it in the chat. I'm putting in the chat here. So, boop, boop. So if you want to bring it up, play around with it while we're talking, that's cool.
oh,
Oh,
that's
but I
nice.
wanted to get out of here, Siri. But I mean, I'm just talking about because we're moving into New phases online, new things happen. I've been talking about the content creator academy, the content, the creator economy. I'm pretty sure there's an academy.
I'm sure somebody has one.
Probably so. I'm thinking somebody has something called academy that I found. Well, anyway, you have to have all of these pieces together. It's not just I'm going to get on Facebook or Instagram, TikTok, make a video, post it, and it will come. The money will just fall out of the sky. People are just going to buy. I might not be interested in what you're offering, or you might have your process set up incorrectly. What I'm saying is there's a hole somewhere, and things are falling through, and they're not reaching the end that you want of. Okay, I want people to buy my thing that I'm using to call to action, and I'm saying it correctly, and I'm on the platforms, and I want discoverability. So on Instagram, that's reels, that's carousels, not stories. Okay. On LinkedIn, is this and that. Somebody, I make comments on other people's posts, and they come and see my profile, and they look at my post, or LinkedIn will show them automatically, you liked what she said, here's some more stuff from that person, from that creator. That's LinkedIn. TikTok, if whatever you're liking, whatever topic, they're going to show you more of it. So you're going to be seen. And then if you do a search in TikTok, you're going to be seen. So there's different ways for this to work. And Gary says this, Gary Vaynerchuk says this a lot. You have to know the language of the place that you're visiting. You have to know how Instagram wants to post versus LinkedIn wants to post versus TikTok wants to post. Once if you're still on X or whatever, I can't help you. How does Facebook like something? I'm looking at Pinterest. How does Pinterest want things? How is that working for discoverability? Because they're all changing. It's always changing, and that's the main complaint with Instagram, is that it's not the same. Yes, it's not the same. Are you the same way you were 10 years ago? No. Why do you expect these platforms to do that? And there's an air of entitlement that they should just give me what I want.
And you didn't even pay for it.
You're not paying. You're not paying. They could have gone and switched to a subscription model. I read some articles that said Meta doesn't really want to do that. They were just forced into it, really, because of the EU laws, because they make so much more money with the ad structure. And you can see that with media as a whole. Ads, TV, ads, online ads. Watch our free isn't Tubi free with ads, and this is free. You have to ask yourself why that model is still going strong in a world where people are paying subscriptions, because that model, the subscription model, is they get more revenue from the ad-based model.
They do.
How it is.
And because a lot of people are not going to pay for a subscription, they do the ads, because you can watch Pluto all day, but you can watch a commercial every 10 minutes.
You can sign up for a free trial of Hulu whenever they offer it, and you can get the ad free. And then once that trial is over, what do people do?
That they sit there and watch the commercial.
I need to cancel that. And then they know that, because I've seen some of the ones, they will ask you, do you want to pause? You want to pause your, because they want to keep, that's the deal. They got you. You're in the system, and they know that you don't want to pay or whatever. Well, you can pause, or you can do, because if you pause, you're still in the net, and they can send you emails about this deal, that deal, buy this, get 1 month free. That's because they want to keep you in the system that they have. Pausing is great. They don't care. Because there's other people that are coming on board. It's onboarding. There people always coming on board, paying or not paying. They don't care. They've got a system, a process for every lane of that.
They do.
Right?
They most certainly do. It's really interesting, and they will keep you coming back and coming back and coming back. I mean, and then when you leave, they're still, hey, come on back and we'll give you da 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 da. Da.
Right. And I always talk about breadcrumbs because you have to move them from one place to the other through your system, through your funnel. That at the end of it is what? The thing that you want them to do. The
Right.
sign up the email,
So,
the book ebook chapter, whatever it is, or they actually buy. If your system is set up correctly, at the end of it, they will buy. There will be a purchase.
but do you know what they've all done that are successful?
Hmm.
They created the right dots, the right breadcrumbs to lead you where you needed to go.
And that's messaging. And that's
They took the
messaging.
time to craft, okay, if they say this, then we're going to do this. If a
And it's not
person,
copy. You hear copywriting. Copywriting is important, but it's not copywriting. It's messaging. Messaging means that you know them and you know what they're thinking, feeling, the actions they need to take, the problems they're having. Like, I got the answer to your solution, so I know how to talk to you about your problem because I've
and
been there, I've experienced it. I know, I have the knowledge, I have the this, I have the clients, I have the that, whatever it is, you know how to talk to them. It's not
and
going to chat GPT and putting it in and spitting out whatever chat because that sounds good. Yeah, all right. But that's not messaging, that's not connection. That's just text. Think about when you get a bestseller or a book that you like. What is it about that book do you like when you read? It's the connection. It's the messaging. The author is saying it in a way that connects with you. And you're
right.
like, I like this book. I like the way this person writes. Or they're speaking to me. I love this. And then you tell it. What do? You tell everybody, oh, you should read this book. Same thing with a movie. You like the movie, you like the script. Oh, okay.
You see this.
It's like a sea, like a dandelion that floats on the wind. Is somebody out there planting dandelions?
They're just
The
floating.
wind is. Seeds. The wind is carrying it, and just that's what it is. Messaging. You're dandelion. How do is somebody out there planting dandelions? Really? Or whatever wildflower or thing that's happening.
Hmm.
It's a thing to think about. And a lot of people don't think about it. They want to complain, especially about Instagram. I'm telling you, Instagram has matured and people, this is the number one complaint. My reels don't reach people like they used to because reels is not a new product to Meta. They're going to push whatever the new thing is. I mean, they're still, yes, you can still use reels to get, but it's not the same as when it first came out because they're trying to keep up with TikTok. They want the TikTok people. They don't want us. And especially if you identify as a business or a professional account, you're definitely saying that you're definitely at the back of the line.
They are pushing threads because that's their new product.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
they're pushing threads. That's why it's connected to your Instagram. And they're wanting you
Facebook
to come
too.
over there and try it. You know, come
Mhm.
try it.
Mhm.
When you post, you see a thread you like, you can put it on your stories. And I've gotten some engagements from some um, threads that I saw. I'm like, oh, this
Yes.
is good. And I put it on my story. And I've gotten people like, thank you for sharing this or what. I was like, oh, so wait,
Like, where did that come from?
because the person had a good thread. I shared it
Yes.
and my people got the benefit. The people I interact with, they got the benefit of the thread. I was like, oh, even though they may not be on threads because they're on Facebook and Instagram.
And I'm in my Facebook because I know they're gonna put it in here threads, but I haven't seen it yet. But I know it's coming here. Like
I
there'll be
I,
a
I
shelf.
know I
Mhm.
haven't seen it over there. I just know that this one of these the
Oh, it's
last
coming.
stories, one of the last stories that I posted in threads and I shared it to my Instagram, which automatically shares it to Facebook because I have my Instagram and Facebook connected.
And here I go. I gotta put somebody's happy anniversary post while I'm over here at Facebook.
And that's what
Wow.
happens when you are in the California hotel.
That's why I don't
You,
go into the app.
the California
Let me get out of here.
hotel, you get caught up in there and you start.
Yeah, and it's a
swimming.
relative, so I have to go. Oh, okay, I can't not. So that's why I don't get into. I use the business app, but whatever. But that Threads shelf that I believe it is in Instagram. Let me check for that. It's going to be in Facebook. Why? Because that's
That's
meta
where they
world.
want you to be.
And again, as a business, you should be happy because if you're posting on Threads and you have a conversation, you're saying something of value, of worth your messaging, it's going to go over to Instagram. It's going to go over to Facebook. Way more people on Facebook than Instagram. These are just some things to think about going into 2024. Because I see the things, I understand what we're saying. That Instagram is not showing, and it's not ever going to show your post to all 30,000 followers that you have. Or your reels, you used to get 100K each, or on your reels views, and now that's down to 10K. But what you should be paying attention with reels is watch time. Just like on YouTube, the thing that reigns supreme on YouTube for videos, for any video, is watch time. Why? Because the person that watches, they're watching the video. They're staying on the platform. With YouTube, what happens at the end of a video? You roll into a new one. Same thing with reels. It rolls into a new one. So these are the metrics. People want to go, what are the things? And I posted that on the Threads, and the person didn't respond because they wanted to come on and complain about the thing about the reel of the waterfall, and they were like, "Well, it didn't get." Well, look at your watch time; it was 3 seconds. Your watch time is 3 seconds. You think Instagram is going to reward you for that? A 3-second view? No. And I know these are hard truths, and I have to tell you. I have to tell you what I see. I have to tell you my opinion. I have to tell you what I know. Based on technology, advertising, and marketing. These are the things I see. Now, I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying these are the things I see because of the people I follow and the things that I know. So I'm making sure that we know about it here. Because you don't want to be lost in the forest of marketing strategy online where everybody got a storefront. I'm the marketing guru. I know this. Follow this. Don't have 30 hashtags. Have 5 hashtags. Oh, you've been shadow banned. Oh, the forest of misinformation is what I'm calling it. That's what I'm calling it. So I'm here to say, listen, this is what I know. Follow me out of the darkness or not. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. I just go by what I see and what I know. And I'm like, okay, I think we should follow this person out of the darkness, out of the misinformation forest.
I can see you creating a AI generated forest with the names of all of the misinformation on the trees.
I could do that. I could do that with Dolly. I could do that with Midjourney. I got a lot of things I'm working on. I'm not saying I'm perfect. It's just, you get distracted. Like I said, I just went to my Facebook, got distracted. It's really easy, but you got to stay focused and you got to say, I'm going to be consistent. And speaking of consistency, I saw someone on Threads. Oh, I don't know if I saved it. I'm so mad with them because they won't let me bookmark it. But someone put an image of consistency, what you think it is versus reality. So the image was they had like 5 or 10 circles, and they were all filled. You know how when you vote or whatever, and you take a test, and you got to fill the circle. So all the circles were filled, and they said, "This is what you think consistency is versus reality." And then the second line had the same amount of circles, but each circle was not filled in. Some was half, some was a quarter filled, some was 3/4. And I was like, wow. See, there you go. Consistency doesn't mean that you're running at 100% all the time. You're doing it all the time, but maybe one day is 50% or 30% or 10% or 90% or 80%. That I was like, wow. And wanted to save it. I don't think I saved it. But see, those are kind of good things that are happening on Threads for me because I'm following the people that I'm following and connecting with and having conversations with. They also are sharing and liking things that I get to see it.
Yep.
And if you go on Threads, well, nobody's liking my nobody. That image I just said of the consistency. Because I'm not on all day, every day. I go in when I think, oh, I got a minute. Let me go in and let me see what this person is saying, what that person is saying. And I'm trying to see if I saved it. Oh, I did. I did. Okay. I might post. I'm gonna post this I'll put it on, maybe I'll put it on Facebook. Maybe I'll put it both places. Okay,
Hey,
so the post says, as a creator, always remember this one. We think consistency has to be at 100% every single day. It doesn't. Take your time and put a little effort in each day. And the image was like they just drew some circles on some paper. And it says staying consistent. What we think it means versus what it actually means. And I was like, that eye-opening. Hey, Eileen. Oh my God. How are you? I saw your post about Instagram Live, and that's when I was like, "Ooh, see." And Eileen's on top of stuff like that. I
and
didn't even know about it.
right. So I
And I
think our
went somewhere. Wherever I follow Eileen everywhere, wherever it was. She put out a post talking about Instagram Live producer, and you could go through a third party, Ecamm Live, StreamYard. What's the other one? Restream and what OBS, and I was
right,
like, really?
right. So we're gonna Friday we're gonna go live on Instagram with Tech Life.
Yeah, I have. And oh, let me put up Eileen's. She said, "I'm doing great. Y'all look so." Thank you. You look great too. When I
Mhm.
see you online, I'm like, Miss Eileen, I'm there. That,
Miss
like I said, she's the
Eileen.
first one that I saw.
Yeah, so y'all need to follow Miss Eileen if y'all want tech and all of the things happening.
And her email list. You get on that email list,
Yep.
you'll get good stuff in your email. I'm just saying. I gotta point it out when I see it. But I mean, that's what the deal is. So one of the things that I put up and I was responding to on Threads was like, pick a lane, pick a content lane,
Yep.
pick a content lane. Get easy with it. You don't have to be. Oh, I gotta be everywhere, and you spreading yourself thin.
Mm-mm.
Pick a lane. I'm going to see. Where did I put? Oh, I didn't post it. It was in response to someone on Threads that they liked, and I'm just like, okay, I'm just saying it. It's not to like. I'm just going to say it. You're
Right.
gonna
And
shine a light in the forest.
Eileen says, I love that StreamYard has the Twitter live comments we can put on screen now. Ecamm will have them soon too.
Really? I did not know that. Hmm. Good to know. Thank you. See, you have to shine the light in the forest of misinformation, even if no one's following you, until they will follow you because they'll see the light. And a lot of people online, I'm not bashing them. They just don't have the thing to do that. The not willpower. I had a word for it the other day because I was thinking, like, why does someone else, if you're both running the same race, why did the other person win? Because they wanted it more? Because they wanted it more. And what does that mean? That they
They got
want it more.
right. They had more drive, more passion. Like I was watching the basketball game the other day. One team wanted it more than the other. They're
Always.
diving on the floor. What did they call it? They went for the 50-50 balls. They
Mhm.
they did
And you
uh
can tell.
more physicality, whatever they wanted it more.
Exactly. Like I was, watching football for the first time in years, and I saw the Seahawks Eagles, and people were online were like, "Oh, the Eagles gonna win," but they didn't. What
Because the
happened?
Seahawks wanted it more.
Yes. Yes. And then, they had some turnovers and this and that, but that was because, like Fran is saying, somebody wants it more. And you can always tell by the effort.
I remember when we played volleyball, right? We all had
Mm-hmm.
knee pads and elbow pads and stuff. And if you wanted to
Mm-hmm.
win, you were diving on the floor to get the hits. You did what it takes. Some people was like, "Oh, I can't do that." No, our coach taught us dive, get on the floor, do what you need to do to win the game.
Take every chance.
Mm.
So that's what I was thinking. I was like, why is it that there's people that they succeed more or whatever? It's not because they're doing more, it's because they want it more. They put more effort into it. And I was saying, I throw out the lazy word. I'm lazy too. Everybody is, because we got lots of things going on in the world, in your life. And you're like, I can't do it. And then that's okay. But then you can always pick up the baton and keep going, especially with
There,
social media.
there's the I don't feel like it syndrome.
Yeah. And that's okay too. I'm not putting anybody down. I'm just saying, if it's about wanting to succeed the way you see other people succeed online, ask yourself why they are succeeding. Yes. And we talked about this last week about the things that Dr. Taji is doing, because you keep going. You're going. You're
You
running the distance.
because we can all
Yeah.
stop.
You
We
can
don't have
stop. You
we
stop and
don't,
get water, right? You don't stop, but I mean you can get the water when you're doing the marathon. They have the people there to give you the water, the blanket, this whatever it is.
you can TJ does not have to come here on Tuesday and share with us
I'm
the
just glad
marketing
that somebody wants to listen to me talk.
but because technically there's something we can be flipping through Facebook instead of creating for Facebook. We could be doing other things,
Mhm.
but we decided to be here to create content to help you do
Mhm.
business better. This is what we do.
And the people that's gonna make it through are the ones that, like I said, the effort. You want it more. And there are people online that are doing the same thing you're doing, and they're ahead of you, or they're cheating, or they're whatever. Buying followers is not the path to success.
Mm,
Bots do not buy.
mm-mm.
Bots do not buy. You want to earn your audience, because when you earn them, there's a relationship. And you keep talking to them. Maybe they don't buy today. Maybe they buy tomorrow or at the end or whatever. But you keep putting stuff out. Because there's somebody I follow like I bought one thing. I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy this thing, and then they keep putting stuff out. I'm like, okay, and everything is getting more expensive. But I'm like, someday I'm gonna get that one. I'm gonna get in that one. It's just a matter of time, because that person is consistently putting out content that is going to help on the journey,
Right. And if
and
they
they're
did
doing it.
right,
Mhm.
Carlos said good morning. He says, I want to earn bots. Okay, Carlos.
You don't want no bots. You
So,
don't
but
want a
the
bot.
people that you were talking about just now, it's I use this as an analogy. Walmart is open in our area 24 hours. I think it's
Mhm.
24, at least 12. So I expect them to be open when I'm ready to come and get something. Oh yeah,
Yes.
I need to go and pick that up. Or I can't go right now, but
Mhm. It's available.
I expect them to be available. And so as the people that that you create content for, they expect your content to be available when they're ready.
Yes. So have it ready. Have it ready. I mean, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have it all figured out, but we're trying to help you figure it out now.
Mhm.
We're trying to help you get there. And it's because see so much negativity about it not working. This doesn't work. That doesn't work. And I'm like, okay, what you're doing, the way you're doing it is broken. Something's missing. Your ladder has a step missing and you're falling through. And you're saying, well, the ladder's fall. Well, okay, you need to put that piece back in or figure out what goes there and keep going because others have done it.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many complaints about, well, okay, people are making multi-million. The person that I just talked to, the lady I follow, I've been following her for a long time. She's multi-millionaire. When I was following her, she wasn't that. And I'm like, wait a minute, what am I doing? I need to be yes, Carlos. Yes and no. And that's why I was talking about messaging.
Yeah, Carlos is saying that it takes years for content creation to work.
If your
And
messaging isn't, your messaging needs to be, because what I'm saying is that the creator economy shows people are willing to buy. Even through the pandemic, nobody got money, people were shopping. They didn't go to the store. They wanted it to come to them. So see how there was a change in the system. Same thing here. Content can work if you're on the right platform, in the right place, in the right time, saying the right thing, which is very, very, very hard. It's not easy. It looks easy.
but
It's
then you
not.
started off today talking about consistency. And Carlos is talking about that here.
Okay, yes. So that's different. Now that's a different thing there. Yes. Because that industry you're in. But I'm just saying, like, the simple process of I could start a YouTube channel right now. And if I say the right thing and have everything right, and I don't mean studio quality, this and that, I mean my messaging. I've got 100% messaging on the dot, hit the target, and all I got to do is let YouTube do the work for me. I mean, I could do a little promotion. If I want to make the process go faster, I can run some ads, but I don't have to. And it could take off in a month or two or whatever it is. And it's the industry that you're in. If you're in entertainment, gossip, whatever, those videos are taking off right now.
Yep.
Those people, because that's what people are looking for. A certain market is looking for, okay, the gossip, the this, that, of whatever is happening right now, or political stuff, whatever is hot and happening right now, you can take off like that.
Right. And Carlos has a question. He's asking, do you think amateur videos is still acceptable now with so many content creators available?
Okay, so let's refine that. Amateur video, you're saying just content creation, just picking up your phone and recording, or you're saying have the whole studio set up like you're doing an ad for Pepsi, or what do you mean amateur video? Because I'm gonna give you my answer. I just want a refinement.
Right.
Everything is acceptable now, is what I'm trying to say. To the right audience, if the messaging is right.
Okay, because I don't care how you shot something. If you're telling me information that's going to solve a problem for me, I don't care what the video looks like.
When you're watching content, I see this a lot with YouTubers. They watch these highly slickly produced things and they think, well, I can't compete because I got to do that. It's not the thing whizzing by. It's not the light in the bag. It's not the set. It's the person talking and what they're saying. Does it hit the target? They could be outside in a barn. They could be against a white wall. They could go on the street. They can go in the park. It doesn't matter, is what I'm saying.
Because
somehow gotten into this thing of it must be slickly produced. It must look like everybody else, but you stand out when you don't look like everybody else, is what I'm saying.
And I just need to hear, because most of the people that I listen to on YouTube, I probably don't watch it. I more listen to it than watch it.
So, and I'll say another part of this: the audience decides whether they want amateur video or they want slickly produced. So let me ask you this a question: mommy bloggers or moms at home with children, do they want somebody all fashion made up and fat, like the fashion industry, how they have those videos where they're, the put together clothes? the mommies ain't put together. They don't want to see that. They want to see somebody in the struggle with them, with their hair all this, or no makeup. Those in the moment, those videos do fantastically well with that group.
In the
Now, could you
moment.
do that? Yeah, could you do that if someone's in the fashion blogging and they, have an outfit and a design? That doesn't fly.
Uh, Eileen said, I'm on the YouTube side now. And
Okay.
Carlos says, I agree. That is my angle with the tools I offer, especially tools that permit content creation anywhere with multi-camera within
Right.
minutes.
And there's going to be a niche for that. There is a niche for that. But what I'm saying is that it doesn't have to be slickly produced, or it doesn't be amateur. It's the market and what the audience dictates. And how do you know? You have to be in it.
Oh, you got to ask them or go find
You
other.
have to be, you can ask, you can look, you can research, you can read a book, you can look at YouTube. There's so many ways to put these puzzle pieces together. And it's not cookie cutter. Cookie cutter doesn't work. And if you talk about Gen Z, it definitely doesn't work. So you
Nope.
also got to know, that's what I mean about your audience. What age group are they in? What do they like? What they don't like? Some like slickly produced, some don't. Gen Z like TikTok, where it's just in your face and they're just on. Why do you think Keith Lee is so popular? All he does is sit in his car and he goes, and he talks in monotone and he does this and he eats his food and then he says at the end, "Thank you, God bless," something like that. And people have made fun of him, calling him, saying things about his health. I'm like, you guys don't get it. He's talking to an audience. He's connecting with 14 million people. He didn't buy those people. He started out at his home, sitting in his little daughter's chair or something, talking about food. And plus, he's an MMA fighter. But he also was on the Breakfast Club, and he said that they were on food stamps. No, it wasn't like he was this rich person. God is amazing. That's it. That's what he says at the end. But he's very like this. He looks at the camera, if he eats it. There's certain things that he has. And I'm like, 20, 30 years ago, people would be calling him all kind of names. And I'm like, no, he's connected. He has a message. He's talking to people, talking to Gen Z, because that's who's on TikTok and they're liking it. Gen Z talks about it, shares it to Twitter, to this, to Instagram. And then the group on Instagram sees it, who's a little older. Then it goes to Facebook, who's a lot older. Then it goes over to Twitter, see how that works. He's not producing. He's in the car. Where's the production value? He's looking at the camera.
Right.
He's
And
giving you his honest opinion.
he doesn't have the audio person holding the boom mic. You don't have cameras running behind him and everything. He does his own work.
Yeah, folks always hate what they can be. Yes, they're looking at him hating from outside the club. I mean, you could be in the club too. You could be in a club. You got a phone. You got Instagram. You got TikTok. You know how to talk. Look at the camera. Talk. That's what he's doing. So there's a lot of hate. And I listened to his Breakfast Club interview and I learned a lot about him, that he was saying that somebody's approached him about a slickly produced show and he was like, no. Because this is it. He was saying that he didn't say it was Food Network, but it was like a Guy Fieri show with the diners, drive-in, whatever, and he was going to be the host, but he didn't like the way that it was set up because it wasn't him. And he says, I'm not doing that. And I'm pretty sure they offered him a lot of money. He turned it down and he's filming his own thing while he's in New York, while he's in Atlanta, while he's Vegas. He's filming his own show to come out the way that he wants to do it, and not accept that here comes this big media company say, oh, we're going to put you in diners, drive-ins and diners and whatever. And you're the face like that guy that talks about food. He was like, that's fake. That's not him. So they see his potential, but they're trying to make it fit into what is slickly packaged, already produced, cookie cutter that nobody's going to care about. So he knows enough about himself not to take the money and run, I guess. And he can do that now. But you have there's a lot of consistency. There's a lot of what was I saying that you have to want it more. What were we saying about that? The wanting it more,
Drive or
the drive, the keep going, the consistency of it,
the effort.
the effort, knowing what you want. And he always said people. He was on the Breakfast Club, and they kept saying this and that. And he was like, "Listen, I'm just here giving my opinion. I'm trying to help these small businesses that don't know how to market or need help with marketing.
Right.
I'm trying to give back. It's not about me." He keeps saying it's not about me. You don't have to agree with my opinion. You go to the place and you eat it for yourself. That's he's saying. Listen, you got a camera. Go and eat and do the same thing that I'm doing in your own way. You don't have to follow me, but people are following him is what I'm saying. So that's the beauty of the creator economy, where people are upset because I'm posting and nobody's following me. I'm posting and nobody's buying my course. I don't have to. You're not connecting. Your messaging is not connecting. And it's not about manufactured. Keith Lee is a great example of that's why I was like, oh, I gotta follow this guy. I'm like, I gotta, because he talked about the food and it's him. There's no and people are throwing things at him, and you know he's gotten death threats. My God, oh my God, all kind of stuff. But he's going. He's continuing to go. And then I heard the story about this network and wanting him to do a show, and he was like, no, I don't want to be the talking head of it. That's not what I do. So that's some comments. Let's get into some comments.
Carlos said, Nike, just do it. Just go do it.
There's a whole movie about that. Speaking of that I have to watch about the beginning of Nike. That is right. The same kind of thing where it's just like, you're crazy. Nobody wants a running shoe. What was it, 1970 something? Nobody wants a running shoe. Here we are in 2023. What do we wear?
Running shoes. Everybody wears running shoes.
They're comfortable. They're a fashion statement. They're a this, that. But you have to be a visionary. And not in a big Steve Jobs, Phil Knight. You just have to have your own vision. So I said, like Dr. Chachi has her vision. Carlos has his vision. Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty sure people are saying, well, you can't do this. This isn't going to work. But you got to keep going.
And you're
the vision holder.
You got to be brave enough to do your own vision.
Whether it's 100 people or 100 million people, hold the vision. If you believe in it, if you know about it, if you have the experience and the messaging and you want to talk about it. See, those are all the pieces of it. Again, Gary said something about people going, well, businesses don't want to be on social media. And he's like, well, I guess you don't want to make more money then. He's like, that's okay, but I guess you don't want to make money because that's where the people are. I'm just saying. So
you go where the people are.
These are, I want us to think about this in 2024 because everything is changing. There's the fear of AI and all of that. And Carlos says, I get told that all the time. Hence launching major entertainment company next year with everything you guys are talking about. Thank you. Do that. Because you're the visionary. You're the vision holder. The vision is with one person or two if you're lucky. But then again, partnerships, something could happen. So I know it's scary to hold it yourself. It is. It's very scary to stand on the mountaintop by yourself. Where's everybody? But see, cookie cutter doesn't work now.
No.
Being unique, individualistic, holding a vision that nobody else has, and people telling you crazy, that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense today, but it might make sense in 5-10 years. And where do you want to be in 5-10 years when you're here today going, I can see that, and then somebody talks you out of it, or you get whatever happens. Things come at you, and 10 years down the road, it doesn't happen. I'll give you a real quick example. Years ago, I can't remember when it was, when I was working with the advertising company I was working with, and we would go to lunch and I always had an idea in New York of a place where you could take a nap. Because I used to go in the conference room to take naps. Like, okay, I'm taking a nap. Cause it was because you can't go home. You're too far. If you're in Midtown where I was, you can't go home, take a nap, and come back and all of that. So I was like, you need a place to take a nap. So I was thinking of this chair pod thing where you could take a nap. You sit in it. You don't have to get undressed. It's dark. You take a nap. They made that. Somebody did that, and I was like, oh my god, I had that idea. Now, getting it done back then was very hard. I mean, but today it would have been easier because there's so many more tools to work out. But what I'm saying is when you get those ideas, try to work on them. Especially now, today. You might be surprised. Because back then it was like, who wants to nap during lunch? Everybody that works in Midtown or works in Manhattan but lives somewhere else and they're sleepy, tired, whatever the reason was, they stayed up with the baby, they were out partying, whatever it was. Like, okay, lunchtime, and I'm like, okay, now the rest of it, I could have a nap and be refreshed for the rest of the day. But that's just one of the things that I just wanted to bring up. That Carlos said, let me put this up. Carlos says my ideas cost 10 million. That's it. That's it right there.
Take your shoes off and take a nap.
And I'm going to tell you, I had that idea. It seemed stupid. And I was like, that's never going to work. How am I going to do it? There it is. It was gonna be in little, like, like little cubicles or whatever. It's gonna be dark with music and I was like, that would be a great idea. And I just thought about it and just went, I can't do that. And the idea went away. And then I saw that like, I said, somebody made the little chairs that I was talking about that you could sleep in your work clothes, in your office attire, because you don't want to get undressed. Just want to take a nap. And there's no place to take a nap in Manhattan. Unless you got, you work in a corporation where there's all these conference rooms that nobody uses. I'm like, I'm going in here, eat my lunch and turn the light on and take a nap. Nobody bothered me. But I know that people can do that.
Right. You can take one of them rooms and put 3 or 4 or 5 of them chairs in there, and that's the nap room. But
again, I'm just saying, I'm not mad about it. Because I would where the capital, back then you got to have a business plan and go to a bank and get a this, and the process was very hard. So you had to have that wherewithal to stick with it. Like, it was really going to be your passion. I'm like, it's not my passion. It's a good idea, but it wasn't my passion.
Right. So,
but when I saw it, I just went, wow. Wow. Because you're thinking, why would you need a chair like that to take a nap? And if you're not in New York, you wouldn't understand it. But if you're working, you understand it. Like a quick little 20-30 minute nap.
Okay, because we tell the kids to take a nap for a reason.
You're good for the rest of the day. You don't need a Red Bull. You don't need this coffee. You're good because you had that refreshing nap.
Right.
So, I mean, I didn't eat by myself all the time. It was just like, I was tired. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go in here and eat my lunch. Like, okay, they would go out. I'm like, I'm tired. I want to take it. I want to take a nap. So, but I'm just saying that those are the things that when you have an idea, you're the vision holder.
You can do this.
Carlos says, he says, that's why I'm so broke. You won't be broke long if you keep going. Because that's the thing. And I was thinking, what keeps people, if the two people are running, in the same lane, doing the same thing, what makes one of them successful at it and the other one not? It's because the other one wanted it more, which means you put more effort into it. So you did more, you went farther, you pushed more behind it. If you understand what I'm saying. So
yeah.
And that's it. I'm just talking about connecting the dots. This is a part of it. Just making sure that your messaging is there. Not that you going viral or made a piece of content. And like, I posted something today. Congratulate me. No, we're not there anymore. You got to make some messaging decisions of, Okay, how does this work for me? Because it's worked for others. There's something missing in your strategy that you've got to fix, that you've got to find. Usually it's messaging. And you might think you're saying the right thing, but it's not reaching them in the correct form or fashion, because if you've set up everything properly, like I said at the beginning, this person had a Facebook group and a course and this, and they wanted to know why no one was buying it. And it was like, okay, there's disconnect there. So yeah, figure it out. Carlos says some comments.
Oh,
Well,
he says, never stop. It has taken me 10 years to build what I have. Now, finally putting all the structures together.
there you go.
All under the noses, all under people's noses, and using content to let people secretly know what I was building.
And see, he's on the right path, because content is going to be, it is the thing that's going to drive this creator economy, or and where we're going. That's why you got Chat GPT and Dolly and all these other things, and more things to come,
Mm-hmm.
more tools to come. So,
And that's why you want to follow TerryJohnsonOnline.com or Terry Johnson Online everywhere. Um,
on your favorite platform.
Follow her, because she's going to continue to bring us information and things like this that will help us connect the dots, help keep us on point, and help encourage us to build a profitable business
That's
that's
fun to
fun.
run. And it's because I read these things and I see these things and I'm going, okay, I can't be the only one, but it looks like maybe I am, because I go online and there's a lot of complaining about this, that, and the other. And I'm going, stop complaining, start doing, but do it the right way. Do it the
Right.
way where your messaging hits the target, and you'll see the results. Don't give up. There you
So,
go.
want to say thank you for tuning in today. We will be back on Friday along with Dr. Tachi and Terralina. We're going to be talking tech. And so you need to come back so that you can get the latest and greatest. TJ will be back with all the social media news updates and things that we need to be prepared for as we shift into the new year. You can become a part of the Bizchicks community by going to bizchicks.net or text in biz to 33777 and get connected. We will all help you stay connected. And then we're here to help you take the hassle out of your hustle so that you can build a profitable business that's fun to run. Thank you again for tuning in, and we will see you next time, Friday.
Yeah.
Friday. Thank
See ya.
you.
Thank you. Thank you for watching. Thanks for the comments.
Bye-bye.